Don't do it, Earl. Earl Spence, don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Don't take no immediate rematch with Bud Crawford. I'm telling you. No, don't do it. Don't do it. We got to talk about it. What up, YouTube? Big T.O. Heavy Bad Boxing TV. Man, get your goof ass in here. Hit the bag. Hit that like button for your boy. That helps the channel, man. You already know I appreciate that love. Shout out my gang, man. D1, Merc 1, ML21, Skinny JT, Black Jesus, Troy Jack, Key One, Rebel Life, Modern King, Letitia, YK World, my guy Tyrese Celeste, man. I appreciate that love, guys, for sure. Listen, Errol Spence stood 10 toes down, man. I had this a 50-50 fight. Y'all know I was on the fence until the very end before I picked Bud Crawford. And I admire Errol Spence and his effort, and most definitely the way he lost, because he lost with grace. You know what I'm saying? You have seen in the past where guys who reach a certain level and they finally get that first loss and it's hard to deal with. They're sore losers. Like when you look at a Teofimo when he lost to Kambosos, or even a Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. He lost with grace. You know what I mean? But I need for y'all to understand, especially the Errol Spence fans, the ones who actually give a damn about him. Bro got the brakes beat off of him, man. Understand that that was punishment. That was a ass whooping. I want y'all to think about this. Think about all of the fights that Bud Crawford has had at 147 now. Even though he's knocked out every welterweight he's faced. But think about each individual fight. Even from the Kell Brook to the Porter, to all of them. Even a David Avenetian, which was a great knockout. But he ain't whooped none of their ass as bad as he whooped Errol Spence ass, bro. I mean, he whiz-eye-zipped Errol Spence's ass. And you got to think about that, man, before you rush into an immediate rematch with a guy that you had zero answers for. Like, when you really look at this fight, outside of a few good shots that Errol Spence got in, and you can count them on one hand, it was pure punt. He had zero answers. He couldn't make any real adjustments. He was completely predictable for Bud Crawford, and that will spell the worst ass whipping of your life, which is what Errol Spence received, bro. Errol Spence received the worst ass whipping of his life. And as far as I can think, probably the worst ass whipping Bud Crawford has ever dished out. Think about that shit. Let that sit in. Now, I know the Errol Spence fans has made all of the excuses. And again, shout out to Errol for losing in such a graceful manner and never bringing up an excuse. He allowed his fans to do that for him. And I get it. When you look at the big picture, you know, you could factor in some things, especially given the competition he was in there against versus a Bud Crawford. But you gotta factor in that layoff as well. You gotta factor in the fact that he probably wasn't as sharp as he could have been, right? All of these are, I believe, are factors in the manner that led to the manner that he lost, for sure. But also, I'm not taking away anything from the skill set of Bud Crawford. Because Errol Spence is so fundamentally sound, it's extremely predictable. And for somebody who is as great as a counterpuncher as Bud Crawford, Errol Spence's style was tailor-made. You hear that term a lot, but a lot of the times you don't see it come to fruition in the ring. This is a fight where you can say, hey, this is the definition of somebody's style being tailor-made for yours, right? And how do you undo that if you rush an immediate rematch? Don't do it, Earl. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. Please. That man got a family, and I know the payday is there. He's got to weigh his options. He got to understand that, man, if we can get a Spence Bud too, that's just another really, really great payday. Maybe I can contemplate retirement if I don't want to continue to move forward. But is it worth another beating like that? Do you want to roll the dice on getting your ass whooped like that again, and maybe even worse, or maybe even just getting knocked out cold, working on that what many feel like that neurologically potentially damaged brain? You know what I mean? Is it worth it? I think Buddy need a tune up at 154. Take some real time off. And now I don't know the actual factuals about the contractual agreement about the rematch. I'm guessing that it was for December, the end of the year. I'm not 100% sure. If you do know, let me know in the comment section. But the amount of respect that Bud Crawford has shown for Errol Spence, as highly as he spoke about Errol Spence, I have no doubt that Bud would give Errol Spence a shot of whatever down the line. I'm almost positive that they could make this fight again down the line if Errol Spence chose not to go into this immediate rematch. And I think that's something that he most definitely has to sit down, talk to his team and his family about, and maybe, not take such a long layoff in between fights, as far as getting in there with a nice tune-up at 154, letting his body get adjusted to 154. Because understand, man, Bud is a tall task, and I think he understands that. I think his mental understands that. Now, the heart and the warrior inside of Errol Spence don't give a damn, but he's got to use that brain, man. That brain that y'all saying might be a little foggy these days. He got to use that, man. I think that helps him. You know what I mean? Some good time off. He'll up good, man, because that's a horrible ass whooping. Get a win under his belt and a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know he don't do tune-ups. But maybe he needs one to climb this mountain and actually have a chance at winning. It's something to think about, man. I had to do this video because I just felt like, man, Errol Spence, great fighter, seems like a great guy, and I hate for him to, run right into another rematch that could potentially end it all for him. You know what I'm saying? Career, mindset, more damage against somebody who, let's call it what it was. This fight was just a complete mismatch, and you can't fix that in a couple months, bro. 2 or 3 months. It's just not gonna work. All right, that's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Big T.O. heavy bag. Don't do it, Earl. For the rest of y'all, talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.